Hello guys and welcome to another game drop video. Today I'm going to be covering some Star Wars Battlefront 2 news and the news around microtransactions re-entering the game. So I'm pretty sure most people will be aware of the situation now, but for those who aren't, when Star Wars Battlefront 2 released, there was a massive uproar about the use of microtransactions in the game. Most people believed it was a pay-to-win system, which it basically was. It's pretty much confirmed that it was a pay-to-win system, meaning that anyone who pumped money into the game will be able to buy more loot crates and have a massive advantage over those people who weren't willing to pump any more money into the game. So there was a massive uproar in the community and so many gamers weren't happy with the situation and the microtransactions that were included. So if you remember, I think Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker both cost 40,000 credits to unlock, which are two of the main playable heroes that most people would want to play as. And that's just encouraging people to pump money into the game just purely because of the amount of game time it would take to unlock them without paying money. So people weren't happy about this. There was a massive uproar and it actually led to the most disliked Reddit post of all time. So Disney, with a new Star Wars film releasing very soon, obviously weren't happy about the bad publicity this was creating, and it's thought that Disney told EA to pull the microtransactions completely. Since then they've been working on remodeling the progression system and sorting out the microtransactions within game and whether or not to bring them back at all. And the CFO at EA has actually released a statement over the last day or so, Blake Jorgensen, who said, "Clearly we are very focused on listening to the consumer and understanding what the consumer wants, and that's evolving constantly. But we're working on improving the progression system. We turned off the microtransactions as an opportunity to work on the progression system inside the game. We're continuing to do that. I think there's an update this week and again next week. Over time we'll address how we want to bring the microtransactions either into the game or not, and what form we will decide to bring it into." So this is interesting because this is actually the first time EA have mentioned that microtransactions might not come back into the game at all, which I think most people will think is really good news. Whether EA choose to bring microtransactions back into the game or not, I think it's really important that they get this bang on, like they made the right decision from this point, because what I've found frustrating is that Battlefront 2 is actually a really good game. The gameplay itself, the graphics are amazing. Like, I've really enjoyed playing it over the last few weeks since release. But all people have been focusing on is these microtransactions, loot crates, and how corrupt it is or whatever. And you don't really hear anyone saying how good the actual game is, because I genuinely think it's a really good game. It's just they need to make changes to the progression system, and obviously the microtransactions need to be changed or altered or taken out of the game completely. But if they get this right, I don't see how there's no way they could still make some success from this game. I mean, there's a new film coming out in a week's time. Everyone's going to be buzzing about Star Wars. If they make an update now which solves the microtransaction problem, the progression problem, they've got Last Jedi DLC coming out soon, Christmas coming up, I think they'll still make a lot of sales over the next few weeks with Christmas and the release of The Last Jedi. If they get this right, I think it can still be a really good game. I just think they need to get a good update in the next couple of weeks which will solve the progression system and everything will settle down and people can actually start enjoying the game, because I've been enjoying the game a lot. I don't know what you think about the game, but I think it's a really good game. It's just the progression system needs tweaking. So they actually mentioned that they might not bring microtransactions back at all, but to be honest, I think they do need microtransactions. I think the problem at the minute isn't the fact that they're in there. I just think it's the fact that it's based around a pay-to-win system. If they bring them back, for example, they could be cosmetic only, like I know Overwatch is. That means that EA will still get some income from the game, but people aren't gaining an advantage by people who choose to pump money into the game aren't gaining an advantage over those people who don't. I think they do need microtransactions in the game because, as you all know, they have announced that they will release DLC for free throughout the lifespan of the game. But the thing is, if EA aren't making further money from the game, I think that content will be very short-lived. They won't put much effort into it and it could end up getting pulled if they're not making further money from the game. So by including microtransactions that are cosmetic only, I think EA will be happy as they're making money and the community will be happy as it's no longer pay to win. But it's really interesting time for the game. I think over the next couple of weeks we will see some interesting changes and updates, as mentioned in the quote from the EA CFO. Personally, I hope they come back just as cosmetic purchases only, because to be fair, I probably would buy a few cosmetic loot crates, maybe with new weapon skins, character skins. The Star Wars community is massive. People will be willing to pay for that sort of thing. It will settle down the whole uproar about the pay to win loot crates, it'll no longer be seen as gambling because you're just paying for cosmetic items. It's no risk. So that'll solve that debate. But it's really interesting to see what will happen. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. So let's get a bit of a conversation going down below. Let me know what you think. Do you want microtransactions to come back into the game? If so, how? We're assuming they'll take out or at least minimize the pay to win system. Hopefully they'll take that out completely and maybe opt for a more cosmetic items and loot crate approach. But we'll see. If you found this video interesting, if you enjoyed it, please like and comment below. It really helps get the news out there and grow my channel. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe for more news and gaming content around Star Wars Battlefront 2 and also some Battlefield 1 gameplay. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.